y'all. We are getting ready for. Okay, Jay. Well, yeah. Anyway, y'all hear my child as always in the background, but we are getting ready for episode 2 today with Talks with Q with podcast. Make sure you get your tissue because we're going to laugh, we're going to cry, we're going to talk about God, we're going to talk about everything today. But yeah, this episode is like really important to me, holds dear to my heart. But I'm going to get into Bible study first, and after that, I will be with y'all soon. I love y'all. Make sure y'all have a great day. Let's get into it. Okay, y'all. Last time this year, I was here and I was headed to that road to unalive myself. I was depressed. I literally lost basically everything. I had just moved in by myself. I lost my car. My business was literally at zero. Like, I was in a drought. I was dealing with hormonal issues. Like, I was a mess. And the enemy was really working. He was trying, y'all. And this road behind me was so freaking busy to the point where, like, cars were just flying. And I was right there at the edge. And I was literally like 10 seconds away of walking in the street to let a car hit me. Yeah, 10 seconds away. I don't know who needs to hear this, but whatever you're going through, whatever you lost, I promise you, God is going to give it back. Even when you're in your Job season, don't forget that God gave him twice more than what he had. And I'm so grateful that the grace of God had his hand on me and told me to get back in the car. And I literally turned around and people was literally looking at me like I was crazy. But I got in the car and I bawled my freaking eyes out on the phone with my friend, like literally crying on the way home. And I kid you not, a year later, which is now, I am grateful. I am happy. I have my joy. I have my peace no matter what life is throwing at me. And yeah, I'm just grateful that, again, God had his hands on me because my son has his mom. My family has me, the world has me, and I am walking in my purpose because God has a purpose for me, and I'm not done. Like, I'm not done. And I am so grateful. And it's crazy because I was about to change my doctor because I did not want to come back to this place. But I was like, you know what? It's a reason. And I am here. I am grateful. And I am alive. So anybody who is going through it, you can DM me. I am here. I will try my best. But all I know is that God is real. And whatever you're going through, he is going to get you through it. I promise you. Because if I can do it, you can do it. But yeah, I want y'all to have a great day. It's been a whole year. And I am here. I'm here. Hey y'all, welcome to episode 2 of Talks with Q podcast. This episode is called Health is Wealth. We're going to be talking about mental health today and suicide and God and everything else. So let's get started. I want to start this episode off with a prayer. So I wrote, Quandra, don't start crying already. God, okay. I wrote, Jesus Christ. I need tissue already. I can't even start the prayer. It's not even 30 seconds in the doggone episode. Okay. Dear God, thank you for this day in life. Thank you for saving me and each and every person who thought about taking away. Oh my God. I need tissue. Okay. Let me try it again. Oh my God. Why can't I knew it. Okay. Y'all, we're going to try it again. Dear God, thank you for this new day. Thank you for saving me and each and every person who thought about taking away their lives due to worldly circumstances, depression, anxiety, or whatever the case may be. I pray this episode shines your light in to bring people closer to you. I pray you give each and every person the strength through you to continue this walk of life. Because as it says in Isaiah 55, verse 8 through 9, the Lord says, my thoughts are not like yours. Your ways are not like mine. Just as the heavens are higher than the earth, so my ways are higher than your ways. My thoughts are higher than your thoughts. So whatever you're dealing with and going through, God has worked it out. He is the Alpha and the Omega. In Jesus' name, amen. Y'all, I can't even get through the first 2 minutes of this episode. Oh my God. Okay. So, oh yeah, also I was supposed to have my friend Sean here, but I'm going to be praying for her, and I will make sure you are on part 2 of this episode. I love you and I appreciate you for even trying to be here. But yeah, okay. On April the 12th of 2023 last year, I tried to commit suicide because I was dealing with so much stuff. And I had just got out of a almost 3-year relationship. I just had knee surgery. I actually moved in like a week after I had knee surgery. I didn't have a job. My business was at zero. What else I was dealing with? Everything. I lost my car. Yeah. I was like, I guess, yeah, right into another relationship after that. But all of that stuff was outweighing what that was. And so that day is crazy. I had text switches now, like who is now like my best friends ever. It's crazy how God works. At the time I text my ex in because I felt like she was the only one who would like get it and understand. It was crazy because we wasn't talking like at all. We were actually beefing with each other, like about to cut each other head off. And I text her and I was just like, I'm tired. I can't deal with this no more. I just feel like the world is like weighing on me. And I'm trying to get through this episode. God dang it. And yeah, I was just telling her like I can't do it. And just like, shoot, basically tell everybody I love them because I just can't. And it's crazy because she was at work, and normally when she's at work, like she can't even answer the phone. I just know like that was God, because like when I text, I can't remember if she texts back like quick enough or fast enough. So I think I ended up calling and she like picked up. And I was just like, I just can't do it. Like I'm tired. Like, oh my God. I was just bawling my eyes out. And I just remember like, y'all, I don't know how we're going to get through this episode. I bet y'all like, if she don't stop pausing. But I remember just like walking, just about to walk in front of like cars on Wrightsville Road. Like, if anybody know, live in Augusta, you know how busy Wrightsville Road is. So, like, I'm just about to do it. Like, I'm tired. That's the fastest way anyway. I don't know. That's going to be fast. And I remember she on the phone, and I called her. I was just telling her, and I felt like we just got like speaking through her, like, even though like we could not stand each other at the time. And I remember she was just like, oh my God. I remember she was just like, no, you're not. Jay needs you. I need you. We need you. The world needs you. Just crazy. She was like, even though like, we're not, together all day, like basically like, always care. It was a lot, y'all. It's crazy. And so I remember just getting back in the car and just bawling my eyes out. Like, I was really about to unalive myself. And that's why I ain't wear them glasses on this episode either, because would have been toe up. But I remember just crying and bawling my eyes out, like driving home, just crying. I got home, just bawling my eyes out again. Then it's crazy because the next day I was like, it seemed like I was okay. Because I remember my cousin, she told me, she was like, I saw you. Because when I talked about it on Twitter, and she was like, I had just saw you like the next day or 2 days, and you seemed like you were so fine. And it's crazy because like, that's why I always tell people to be kind to people, because you don't know what nobody is dealing with. And I think also too, I felt like I had to put on this face and like this strongness about myself, especially like, I guess like where I'm from, because I'm very known. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm very known here. So it's like being not able to be vulnerable and like having people see me in that space, because it always seemed like I had it together and I didn't have it together. And that year of 2023 was so rough, like spiritually and mentally, emotionally, and trying to just navigate through that season. So I think like with that and dealing with just life in general, like that was just like bringing me like closer to God and knowing like, okay, I need him more than anything. So like just later that year, I just cut off, I was just having the feeling of just like cutting off everything. Like just being like in a homosexual relationship, in friends and things like that. So everything was just like getting cut off, like, piece by piece, if that makes sense. And later that year, between October and December, I felt like my joy and my peace was getting restored. And I can't, thank God enough, because like when I look back, I am not about to cry again. When I look back now, I'm just like, we worry so much about worldly things, like just money and our aesthetics and this stuff and that stuff. And I still have that to like work on, because I do still, I guess, deal with like just having it all together. And when I look back, I'm like, God really sustained me for that whole entire year of like moving in by myself. What was March? Yeah, March the 1st, and sustaining me for a whole year. And, you know, just blessing me with a car and again, and just things like that. So I really feel like anyone who's like going through just life in general, I really recommend like putting God first and having him in your life. Like if you're dealing with suicide, finances, your job, shoot, your baby daddy, your baby mama, kids, anything, like just keeping him first, because it's all going to work out. Because like I said, God is real and it's going to work out. And also to therapy. Therapy helps. We need therapy. God in therapy. Always recommend, because we have to learn how to deal with and navigate excuse me y'all, but just deal with and navigate through things in life. And we need both. And I definitely recommend that, because I started therapy in August of 2020. So it'll be 4 years coming up. And I felt like, you know, that was like one of the best things that could happen to me, because my therapist really taught me and still teaching me how to deal with life and things emotionally. And yeah, I think that's very important. And also, to side note, it probably look like I'm very nervous, but I have my support system in the back over there, because this topic has been really hard to talk about. So I'm like so nervous. So just bear with me. If I start being silent or getting stuck, yeah, that's my like little social anxiety kicking in, because now I'm deflecting. But yeah. And also to, I just want to like tell people to just take one day at a time. Like when it comes to life, like take one day at a time, because just like God said, don't worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow have, you know, enough problems, and just focus on today. And that's what I had to, you know, learn how to deal with, because I was so big on like, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and I need to do this. Okay, do we got this? Do we got that? And I really had to learn. I think last year really taught me one day at a time, like one day at a time. And I still get overwhelmed. Like I'm not perfect. I get overwhelmed. I'll be, you know, stressed out. And when I do catch myself being stressed out and overwhelmed, I know God isn't in it. And I need to breathe, woosah, and step back in, because like you said, that's not the fruit of the spirit. Being stressed, having anxiety, being overwhelmed, depression, like that's not from God. So when you really do put God in your life, and again, like I said, my life is a work in progress. I still have my moments. But when we like intentionally like keep, you know, putting God in our lives and just taking one day at a time, I feel like that's so important and it's very helpful. And you do need a village too, because like right now, when I was going through, like I say, you know, my suicide episode and things like that, my friend at the time noticed, because I was very withdrawn. I wasn't myself. Normally I'm the strong friend. Good morning, y'all. Here go Bible verse, da 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 da. You know, I was very down. Like she'll text me and be like, "Good morning." I'm like, "Good morning. You good? Yeah, okay." And she just like, "Okay." Then the next day, "Good morning. Hey." It went from good morning to, hey, you know what you doing? Nothing. You all right? Yeah. You good? Yeah, okay. And it went to good morning, no response. Good morning, no, like, okay, so what she got going on? And I really appreciate her, like, in that season, in that space, what I was in, because she noticed and she caught it and she was there. And that's why I say you always need, not again, we're not doing this. You always need like friends around you and who is really observant and who really knows you, because she was there that entire time. Like with me in this house that didn't have no furniture. We on the floor in the living room. We in my room upstairs, like on the floor talking. Some days I didn't want to talk. She looking at me, I'm looking at her. It was days where I didn't even want her here, but I know I needed her here, if that makes sense. Like she would be here and I'm just like, what do she want now? Like, I don't want to be around nobody. I don't want nobody here. Like, go away. But also that presence was needed, because it's like, what would have happened if she wasn't here? And like, yeah, just sitting there. We sleep in my son's bed because, like I said, I was in a very depressed state and emotionally just trying to get out of it. Because anybody who knows me know, like, I don't play about decorating my house, like, and things like that. So imagine, like, my friend coming over, they coming over like, what is going on? And I didn't have no care in the world, like, at all. So I am very grateful for her in that season that I was going through with that, and just having somebody there. So you always, and reach out. And I know it'd be hard for us to tell people what we're dealing with and what we are going through in life, because like I said, you don't want people to look at us like, oh, we just don't want to just look like we don't have it together. But we're not going to have it together all the time. That's why God said, we have to lean on his strength and his understanding. And I just feel like, we're not going to have it all together. And now I be reaching out. Like if I need my friend or whatever, my friends, hey, what y'all doing? Can we go out? Let's go eat, or y'all come over, whatever. I'm coming. What you doing? Like, or just even just being vulnerable of, what you're going through, and just telling your friends, because you never know, like y'all might be going through the same thing and y'all come together, come together. What they say, two together, church. What is it? Yeah, something like that. Come together. I'm still working on it. Come together. I'm still working on the Bible. I'm still learning my stuff, but two gathered together, is good. Basically, two is better than one. Iron sharpens iron. Okay. But yeah, because you might excuse me again, I've been crying, so I'm trying to get my nose and stuff together. But yeah, have that friend or friends, because like I say, at the end of the day, y'all might be going through the same thing, or you guys can help each other, get through stuff. And when y'all just come together and just talk, it's like a release. It's like your friend therapy session. And so I definitely recommend and highly recommend, because at the end of the day, the enemy is busy. He is so busy, and he wants to tear down your friendships, your relationships, your parenthood. And he puts those thoughts on your head, like those thoughts that you have. I'm not good enough. I'm depressed, and I'm going through this. I think I want to unalive myself and things like that. When you having those thoughts, that's not from God. That's from the enemy. But at the end of the day, you can change those thoughts, because that's where you need to lean into God more and pray. And your friends, like, have your friends help you and pray for you. You might not be able to have the strength to pray at that time, but you do have those type of friends who know how to pray. Just talk to them, because just talking and doing that is going to help you. And like I said, again, like the enemy wants to tear those relationships apart or bring in chaos, so you won't have that, so you can feel like you're isolated or you're alone or you don't have nobody and stuff like that. So that's why also too it's good to pray over your friendships, and not just your relationships with your man or your girlfriend and things like that, but your friendships too. Because let me tell y'all, me and my friend now, we'll have our moments where we about to start arguing. And I know it'd be the enemy, because I know like God knows the purpose that he has for us. So it'll be something little and we about to argue. And we'll be like, I ain't dealing with this today. And we'll step back and come back, and like we be good, because the enemy really would try to, tear stuff apart when he know what God has in store for you. So again, like I said, at the end of the day, figure out what's your purpose. If you don't know your purpose in life, we all have a purpose. It doesn't matter from a newborn to you're old and gray. We have a purpose, and everybody's purpose is not the same. Even if you're doing the similar thing, everybody's purpose is different. And figure out what your purpose is, because once you figure out what your purpose is, you're going to win, because God already won. He already has the victory, and he's, living through us. So we're going to win at the end of the day. And I always, tell people, and it's just crazy. It's not crazy. It sounds crazy, because you always say, put God first, put God first. You always hear that, but it's really true. You have to put him first through everything, your life, your relationships, your friendships, your finances, your everyday just walk of life, because if it's not for him, I feel like we just can't get through anything. We can't do it by ourselves. We can't, because it's not going to work. And so I really just started tapping in hard, with God, that end of the year of 2023, after dealing with that, because I'm like, dang, that was nothing but the enemy playing on my top. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and God saved me. God made me call somebody who I was not effing with at all, and to basically, like I say, get me through that. And he works wonders, and he saved me. And that's why I'm intentionally trying to just keep growing spiritually and get through that and with my life, because I wouldn't be here. They would have been saying rest in peace, and I wouldn't have been resting in peace, because I done unalived myself. So it's at the end of the day, I am here. I'm still walking in my purpose. My friends have me, who I have now. My son have me. God still have me in his righteous hand. And, I'm not perfect. I still, like I say, I'm working on this cursing thing. I'm trying. But it just takes one day at a time. And don't be hard on yourself either, because that's what I'm working on too, being hard on yourself. Give yourself grace. Like I said, how the church has the word for the year, or the mission, or my word for this year is grace. I am trying to give myself grace and keep working on myself. And And, this one was kind of short. I was trying to push through it, because as y'all can see, I am a water bucket. I cry in 2 seconds, maybe 1. But I really just wanted to get this episode out, because I really want to shine God's light through and show somebody, whoever is dealing with suicide, don't do it. Don't do it, because the world needs you, and you're going to figure out your purpose, and you're going to live through that purpose, and it's going to work out. I promise you, it's going to work. It's going to work out every single time, because when you have God, It's going to work out. So yeah, and I just want to leave off this episode. I always have this at the end. You know, I'm gonna start saying like, if you can stop the world for 5 minutes and say something to them, what would you say? And so, if I had the whole entire world for 5 minutes, I would tell them to try God, use God, try God, and have faith because He is going to work it out. He is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. And He knows your life. And like I said, He knew you before you was in your mother's womb. He knew how you were going to dominate in this world. So if you haven't, just try Him. Even if it's for 5 minutes, try Him. Ask Him to speak to you. He's going to speak to you in different ways. Like, it'd be hard for us, especially like when you don't know and you just starting. Ask Him to speak to you. When you're writing, because I'm a big writer, tell Him to speak to you. And you're going to start writing, and you probably start writing down stuff like, wait, I didn't say that. That's Him talking to you. Tell Him to give you a sign. Have your password with Him. Your yes password, your no password. Like, that's so big. And don't tell nobody your password. We be excited like, don't tell nobody your password, because that could be the enemy. When you speak out loud, the enemy knows your password. I had to change mine, working on it, because he will give you a sign that you're thinking like that's your yes, but it's really not. Because just like Pastor PD said, every good door isn't a God's door. So again, like I said, have a password with God, your yes password and your no, and let that be between you and God. Say it in your head because He can read your mind, and let that be your password with Him. And yeah, keep faith because it's going to work out, and take one day at a time. So yeah, thank you guys for all the love with episode 1. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel and to my Spotify. I love y'all. Again, y'all know what I say. Keep God first and have a good day. Thank you. Whew, this was hard, y'all, but I got it.